What's the name of the show? Lottie Dottie. There it is, right in the middle. See that? That's the name of that show. Okay. This is on the Trinity Broadcasting Network, right? If it isn't in the Bible, we don't have it, right? Old Amish. Guys, they say don't go on Wolverton Mountain if you're looking for a wife, because Clifton Clowers, he has a pretty young daughter. Say hi to Lee Smith. Yeah. He's supposed to be a Christian. Let's go mass murder Muslims for oil and call it Islam. Yes. That's a bad command for the technology to try to follow, and try to follow Max Miller and find out what Max Miller's up to. That's crazy, isn't it, though? Now, you guys doing things for money, I cannot protect you from you doing things for money. Okay, I'd stand up for the Lord's Prayer. Yesterday, all my troubles seem so far away. Now it seems as though they're here to stay. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Suddenly, I'm not half the man I used to be. I think I'm the Lone Ranger. Okay. Dr. Josh Axe. It's time to cut the funding for all the supplement bullshit because of chemical toxin poisoning that you keep saying, hey, take this thing, it'll make you feel better. It could kill you with cancer. Okay. You're obnoxious. I know I am. But guys, seriously, in the future, I'm out there, goddamn, I hate this place, right? Everything leaks, everything breaks, right? And just want you, if these engineers, you get this where it adjusts, we can build things better than the archaic way we build things to keep it affordable, to keep us going back to the grocery store, the health food store, the hardware store, to get the supplements, to eat the supplements, to get the spider, to get this, to get to fly, the good swallowed and jiggled and tickled insider, right? And all this crazy shit they do. And then they're like, well, no, because if you isolate, no, there's no written evidence or archaeological evidence, okay, to show intense sexual perversion in ancient Judea and other focal points of religious documentation and religious tradition. It's the contrary to what you debt and trespass, solve all our problems with virtual presence, legal contracts, drugs, laws, how to be organic, collagen 101, collagen 101 and protein, right? Okay, forgive debt and trespass, love one another, it's not felt peace. Live in a healthy world. Don't put shit in a bottle, sell it to me, and tell me I'm a Christian and I vote. I like to live the Lord's Prayer. So I am the Messiah. And I'm tired of your bullshit. And apparently they're not. Apparently genocidal operations are just all right with Eric. Eric's okay with genocidal operations. He don't care if people get mass murdered over oil. He has an expert named Lee Smith that talks about it as if he's a fucking biblical genius. He thinks the Quran is blasphemy. Anytime people change the Gospels to mass murder in the name of tribalism, it doesn't work. And the religion is not the religion of the person that spoke it and lived it. It says that how many times in the Holy Quran? It also says in the Bible, and also repeats itself in the Bible in the stories over in Old Testament and New Testament. And people, I don't like to read the Old Testament, it's horrible. Okay, why do you like to read the New Testament? I like Jesus being murdered to pay for me being an asshole with my money. Okay, but you don't like Malachi and all the rest of those guys surviving. And well, Samson died. Yes, Samson, we all die. Okay, but Samson took a bunch of training to rape, loot, and pillage and murdering Philistines with him because Delilah said he was right for stopping my 5,000 raping, looting, pillaging. We didn't have a word for it. They didn't have a word for rape. They didn't see it as wrong. It was natural selection. We're standing in the shadows and bow your head. Life is for the living, it's not for the dead, my friend. This situation, them hunting for solutions. Can't stand the pressure. Stand up for Lord's Prayer. Even Brinsley Dan and Drummy Zeb and Oswald, Black and Arabic, doesn't say, hey, we're hiding in the shadows of economics and tribalism and violent sexual behaviors. Even if it's just subtle oppression to go see your psychiatrist, take your drugs, become a homosexual, surgically alter yourself, now die, right? You're a bad person. I raped your grandmother and your mother 10,000 years ago, and I'm trying to clean up my mess. I made a mistake. I, Rothgar, want to stop Grendel and his mother from trying to kill my kids off, right? Okay. Wife of Bath, could you help us? Okay. Chaucer, Canterbury Tales, right? And as long as you're drawing all the attention to yourself, okay, that's why Clifton Clowers is nuts, right? Dooley, slip down the holler, Dooley. This is why they're nuts. Look at that. That's insane. This is all the resources they need to live, and they're blowing them all up and destroying their ecosystem in the process. And then having ancient ruins, and then in they think in 200 years on social media, what happened in the past will astonish and amaze you after the Planet of the Apes was replaced by Tim Burton's imagination after it didn't work as good because it didn't shock people as much in 2005 as it did in 1969. Or, goddamn. Got to go for greater shock jockeying. Yes. Didn't we go far enough with Baba Booey and Howard Stern making vulgar jokes because they don't like Mexican music? Right? They played a lot of the stuff that okay, white people just don't like that. They don't like that stuff. Okay, oh God, how you listen to that? It's like running a rake across a chalkboard. She's really cool. The bitty bitty bomba thing now. Oh yeah, okay, I definitely want her to suck a golf ball through a garden hose on that one. Yeah, but this other one, no, that sucks. That's your opinion. You're not a Mexican, right? So, different strokes for different folks. Okay, what are they talking about? They probably like the fucking circle jerks. They probably like watching Scotty die. Okay? Probably think Bobby Goldsboro is pussy music for wimps, right? See the tree, how big it's grown, but friend, it hasn't been too long. It wasn't big. It's one of the cutest, sweetest little songs that a man wrote about his wife because she was so, she was so cutie, she was so plim. She was so drop biscuits and, But there's no heaven can wait. Well, because damn it, we all got to play Dick Tracy after we play the quarterback who owns the team for the Los Angeles Rams. We suck again. I know. Okay. And I'm doing it again, right? First time we ever got a chance to be alone, we knew it was wrong to do. I guess that's why I was drawn to you. Fifth of Lips, it's Book of Amos. So used to the how many time. It won't last, but it's all right. Fleeting joy and fading ecstasy. Joy and ecstasy don't fleet and fade when you're living the applied physics of the Lord's Prayer. It's the perfect deliverance from evil decided upon Paul the Faithful to Jesus of Nazareth, and that's central focal point. I discussed it with him. Okay? Don't do this kind of crap. This is horrible what you guys are doing to people. And saying we need more money to make sure these people are okay. No, we need to apply the physics of the Lord's Prayer. Sustain it with the faith of King David and and the wisdom of King Solomon. Okay, and building tents and going and delivering these babies and saying our money's doing this. No, our destruction of murdering each other in the ecosystem of using bad brain activity through bad science projects is the problem. Okay, Samaritans don't need a purse. Helping in Jesus' name. They're setting you up for genocide. You do know that. Throw me a touchdown, Pastor. Oh shit, I dropped it. I'm too busy. I was looking at J-Lo's butt. I'm sorry. Okay, well, we'll have to wait another 25 years for that one to get that. Someone left the cake out in the rain? You can't take it, Drew? Took so long to bake it? Okay. Don't expire. Car shields things don't expire. But the cars do, and you do. And they like to decrease the surplus population and get you to volunteer to do it for them. I'm walking 5,000 people off a cliff. Well, Great Caesar's ghost. You don't even know. He's a centurion, man. He throws the football. He lines up. They try to break his leg. Give me a cortisone shot. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to win the Super Bowl today. Okay. Right. It's horrible. Yeah, it is. And so Hank Baskett, oh man, I didn't get the onside kick and we lost the Super Bowl. Yeah, but Jason Slaney, one of your friends on the basketball team at Clovis High School, sat down next to the Messiah, his wife, and his son, and told them what a wonderful family you have. That you retired Air Force and that you ran the battered women's shelter in the county to protect women from bad guys. That you guys were really excellent bowlers. You like to go bowling because it's Clovis and Portales, and what else is there to do but bowl, right? Go figure. Okay, American fags, don't beat them up. They want a cigarette. Okay. British girls with a British accent. Cowboys with cigarettes. Hey, let's go give ourselves a reason to smoke afterwards. Okay, that's what happened. And my cousin Jeff is dead now. He died from chemical exposure in the military to decrease on pork barrel spending. Yeah. Jean, roses are red. She was from the Philippines. She was very pretty. I remember meeting her. Wow, Jeff, you got a pretty wife. You're going to have real cute kids. Right? So my mom would say that. I'm a lot like my mother. And, yeah. No, don't think these people on this station, okay, are in any worse of a position, any worse hypocrites, okay, on this station, TBN. C-SPAN, and the guy talking right there, he's talking, lots of people talking, they say nothing, and they walk it wrong. Mark, he ain't like the book, Mark Walker ain't like the Gospel of Mark and the Gospels, Mark, Luke, and Matthew, and John. He ain't. He'd be doing this for money. They didn't do nothing for money. We ain't do nothing for money. Don't think that those people are any greater or lesser sinners than this, right? Oh, and that's my sister's favorite singer, man. That's my sister's favorite singer, right there. That's I Wanna Know What Makes You Cry. And that's Punchy's biggest crush of all time. You'd say that Natalie's gonna look like her. I was like, no, yeah, Mariah Carey's cute, but I would say most people would look at Natty is Cool's YouTube and look at Mariah Carey, and most people would say, nah, Mariah Carey got a nice voice, but Natalie's, she's hotter. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, she is. Okay, and so don't say that these people are better than the people on the Trinity Network or the Christian Network or you know what I mean? These people, where's King Solomon? Cut the baby in half. We need more money, right? Okay, well, you don't have to cut the baby in half, but you can cut off its genitalia, and then it won't have any babies, and then you'll save money, right? Stop all that pork barrel spending, right? It's pretty bad. There was a girl. They still have the coin vaults. We're post-apocalypse because of Earl's devotion to faithful love and cleaning up the bowels of hell anonymously on YouTube and Facebook. They shut him down because he went against their community genocidal standards. He's an excellent. I'm a Canadian Pacific. That's Randolph Scott. There he is. There he is, all you Statler fans. Whatever happened to Randolph Scott, to Roy and Texas? He's now on Grit, and they have a whole week sometimes dedicated to Randolph Scott. Roy Rogers, not as much to Roy Rogers. They do to John Ron Rain. Okay, Ron Rain was never on Scooby-Doo. Ron Rotz was, but not Ron Rain. It's Ron and Don and John are the same in dog language. Right? So that Cody kid who owns the hyena and has him laughing next to him in his car, which could possibly not happen. It's probably just CGI with him having a hyena that he doesn't really have. That's why the mouth is so big and the teeth, and it's, that's so funny. Yeah, it reminds you of, he thinks he's Joaquin Phoenix, right? Swing away. Okay. Aliens everywhere. Yeah, I know, they're assholes. I understand. Okay. I wasn't born yesterday. I was born at night, but not last night. Okay. And I think if I was born yesterday and last night, I'd still be more intelligent than you stupid assholes that think you need money, Expedition Bigfoot to live here, right? Crazy ass motherfuckers. They crazy ass motherfuckers, man. They some crazy ass motherfuckers. They be talking this shit and they say, okay, well, I think I saw his Bigfoot. Well, let's go get a camera and look for him. You know what it reminds you of? Reminds you of that witch movie? When the girl was sitting there with the snot running out of her nose. Oh, the Salem Witch Project or something like that. Remember that shit? Not a lot of you remember that shit, but yeah. It's a long time ago in a gal. I'm sure Amy remembers it. I was prey. I was prey. I voted for president. I went to the Shark Tank, and people tried to eat me and hunt me and call me slugs and laugh about me when I wasn't nearby. But I could watch it on TV later, like I was nothing or nobody because I don't have a lot of money. This is when the kids used to watch this a lot. Double D, Ed and Eddie. Remember that one? My kids used to watch that one a lot. And all of them. Patrick got mad at this one because they'd make fun of him because his name was Patrick. And he'd say, Patrick's stupid, Dad. You named me Patrick, and Patrick is stupid. It's like, son. It's a cartoon. Right? Okay. You're not a starfish. You're tall, you're intelligent, you're attractive. Most of the girls crush on you because they all like that. He's so fine, Dulang. He's tall and he's attractive and intelligent, but he had to go try to protect his mother and protect his cousin because his mother and his aunt talked to him and found out he was being selfish, and then said, well, we will be selfish with you. And then when he realized it sucks, and he got stuck and sequestered with them, Dad had to leave the state because Mom lied to the state stuff, and we couldn't get health care for Amy, so we had to leave, which helped the other kids live a healthier life because, we went to Las Cruces and lived up on the Mesa. We went to Santa Fe. We went to Sheridan. We went to Sierra Vista. So they got a lot of their developmental years, they got to live in more healthy, high real estate districts to help the kids be healthier, to adjust to the thing instead of living in Phoenix and living in Metroplex. Patrick's never lived in anything but Metroplexes his entire life, just like Shelby, Steffi, and Trisha, who all died young from stress and disease and toxins and stressful disease, and also had cognitive dysfunctional abilities because of large, violent group brain activities that they never had time to get out of and go, okay, yeah, all these people think about is gold and guns and God, but at least they have a minute or two to think for themselves and realize these people are all full of shit. But damn it, I lived in the city all my life and I'm full of shit too. Right? He was born in the summer of his 27th year, coming home to a place he'd never been before. Left yesterday behind him, he might say he was born again. Might say he found a key to every door. Talk to God and listen to the casual reply. I'm not God, and I did talk to John, and I would reply casually. You know me. Once in a while, just dreaming casually. Would you like to be rich and famous? But people are usually out running around, being distracted by all the rich people and all the hot people and all the beautiful women sitting next to Stevie Wonder at the Obama's inauguration, and then they can't get away from doing podcasts for money and selling their books. And I'm like, fuck, I can use technology to protect people from technology with a technology, but I cannot protect them from themselves. 20-mile women, the bluest of eye. Waiting to excel. Me too. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. We're talking about sunshine from, Terry McMillan's imagination. Or she was Sunshine in Harlem Nights. She wasn't called Sunshine in Terry Millen's movie. With the guy, and everybody said I could have been the dude that was the Filipino dude with the really nice voice. I was asked in Phoenix to do so. When she called me, she said, "Oh my gosh, your voice is just wonderful. It's delicious." I was like, "What?" I was like, "Well, thanks. I appreciate that." But she goes, well, "Do you want to? I can get you a job as a late night DJ on an R&B station here in Phoenix. So I'd love to, but I can't. I'm a single father, and they ain't got no daycare at night, right?" So she sits there and said, "But you probably do better. I'm going to school to be a teacher and a coach, and the time I get with my son is priceless, and I just can't give it up. So she was like, "Oh, I can understand. I respect that. God, not only has this black man got a gorgeous voice, he's 6 foot tall, 200 pounds, all chocolate, looks like Dr. Dre, but he's one of the best fathers in the history of the United States." Yeah, I know. But according to the military and all their scientists that are jealous of him, nah, he's a pervert, and he's a deadbeat, and he's a chicken shit, and he couldn't. I used to run. It was like tying my shoes, running drug dealers and Crips out of Casamia. The refugees, who are probably most of them dead, from Iran. I mean, Iran and Iraq. Most of them from Iraq. Used to sit there, "Ralph, you're a Muslim. Wow, look at him." He stands up, and they always had my back. Every time I ran drug dealers and Crips out of the apartment for ripping off single moms when mom wasn't home and shit, I would go tell them, we don't need to call the cops. We'll take care of you ourselves. And I had long hair and I'd walk up, but when the pheromones came out, you need to tell them not to show up here around here. We find them, and all the Iraqis would be standing in the doorways with their arms folded, going, "Shh, y'all think you badass? We used to have chemical weapons and bombs dropped off at us because we were the elite guard during the Desert Storm stuff that you all wrote little pen pal things to the guys doing it." Amy. She was telling me, I was 8 years old and writing guys like you from elementary school saying, "We love you and thank you for sacrificing some of you so we can all be free." Free to listen to Baba Booey and Howard Stern tell jokes about how sucky Mexican music is. And they're all crazy and gangbangers, so it only makes sense that Selena got shot by her fan club president. You don't think it was because Selena was doing things with certain groups to try to get people to pay attention to human trafficking, and that the CIA was behind human trafficking because of bad genocidal projects that everybody was making money off of, so nobody wanted to stop doing the business? Till Earl showed up in Cochise County in 2006, pick up sticks. They're like, wait, we can take him on. He ain't nothing. His religious beliefs are selfish. He's a chicken shit and he's a coward. And I'm like, who could sit and watch my entire life? I don't think they did. I think the people that are still performing the genocidal operations today did not give Mr. Your religious beliefs are selfish the insider trading information that someone like Dick Cheney had. Okay? I don't think Gordon B. Hinckley shared because if you are a pervert in his bedroom, invading his sex life while he's making excellent decisions, and he turned down more sex in junior high than you got offered your whole life, and more women turned you down with your money for sex than he had to turn women down that were saying, "No, I'd like to be your sexual partner. I'd like to be your sexual partner too, but I don't want to use you to build a reputation, to get the dummies to go out with me because they won't go out with me because I'm being a good guy. I want to be the real deal. I don't want to be, there's talk going round town. They say you love a girl and then you put her down. I hope with all my heart that it's not true. 'Cause boy, I want to share my love with you. I know that it's not right. Well, is it ladylike for a girl to come along and tell about how she feels? But I want you to know that deep down in my soul, I'm experiencing something wonderful. Well, wow, he's the best dancer. He's the best football player. He's the best basketball player. He's the anti-bully. He takes on the Klan at Las Cruces High School all by himself. He takes on the Klan. He takes on... If Native Americans are drunk and wanting to beat people up, he calms them down. They count coup on him. I mean, he's fucking gorgeous. You could go read the Old Testament and the New Testament, and it's spectacular, immaculate. You couldn't think of anything tighter if you could imagine it, man. Well, I had conversations and connected in prayer with Coco. What's your name? Dominguez? Yeah. She's cute. It's like, are you just as cute without your makeup? I'm pretty sure you are, to the man who loves you the way he should. I'm sure he would be. So are you kidding? No, He comes home and does, you have the guy that comes home is, okay, woman, house coat off. Anybody? I'm just going to do this right off the top of my head, right? One of my favorite Marvin Gaye songs of all times, a.k.a. Head Title. Okay. It's basically rap. about getting home and getting busy with the girl he'd been waiting to get busy with all day, right? How many of us raised in hell, trapped in hell, in a 5 o'clock world, having to laugh at Drew Carey's life because your life just doesn't have enough funny in it? Because you don't have a personality to save your life. But I'm just kidding around. No, even when then, it didn't matter. I never watched much TV when I was going to college, and we were the top attraction at Christown Mall for all the kids at Cortez, Apollo, Xavier, and Brophy, right? Yeah. They used to come all the way from Xavier and Brophy to hang out at our record store to listen to Judy Tenuta. All the girls with all the fag hags with their fags. This is funny. Catholic aerobics. Stand up, sit down, eat something, feel guilty, now burn in hell. You know what kind of man does it for me? Superman with a lobotomy. Okay, so they loved it. Buddy knew. He's from Syracuse, New York. Okay, he knew how to bring in the rich homosexual kids from Brophy and Xavier, and he knew he had an attraction for every, for jocks, for geeks, for nerds, we had it all, and they loved us, and we were cool. Steve looked like a short, little, strong safety Bon Jovi with long hair. I looked like Freddie Prinze's cousin, Dave Rodriguez ended up being a Chippendales dancer, right? The one girl they called the Dallas Cowboy cheerleader, the little blonde, she was hot, yeah. And Helen was the hottest of all of us. Helen would be sitting there every morning when you'd open with her with Percy Sledge like this. Carlos loves me and he's going to marry and we're going to be married forever. Yeah, you are. Together, baby. Together, baby. Yep. When a man loves a woman. Yep. They were so cute. Mom and dad. Carlos was dad and Helen was mom, right? They were the guiding light, the moral, Rafael, it's horrible. I can't go shopping without people running around profiling me because I'm a Mexican, and I work hard to try to pay my bills and not be a criminal and not be legitimate. And then I get profiled everywhere I go, thinking here comes another stealing Mexican. I know it happens to me all the time too. Helen is totally, and the cops over there laughing his ass off. We had, better stuff than any of you screenwriters still come up with on your lousy It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Abbott Elementary things, your wet dreams now. Okay, I lived a better life than your Grammy, Emmy Award-winning life. I thought about it. I said, no, my life was boring. No, your life was amazing. They enclosed a cloaking device, and you almost got run over by a semi by a bunch of people that were doing cocaine, and you were the designated driver, but your car got flooded out, and you needed help, and no one was there to help you. Except for prayer and just get us, me and Bob in the back seat, just get us to Buddy's house, and okay, thank you, Lord, and it happened. Well, the Lord was in the back seat. The semi-driver said, what the hell's going on here? Don't hit that car. The line of King David and Jesus is in it. Okay. What are they doing? A bunch of drug addicts are, snorting coke, and he's trying to get them to stop. Well, he's gorgeous. Yeah. Everybody knows the church is a hospital for sinners. So they say, time flies when you're having fun. That's what some people say. I'm the last airbender. Okay, you do know those cartoon characters are nothing like Totoro Suzuki, Sun Sin, Judah Krishnamurti, and so on, so on, and so forth, all you stargazers, right? Let's go around the moon in a 10 count again. Let's pay attention to that instead of use the satellites and the cell phones to understand the applied physics of the Lord's Prayer, share it worldwide so nobody's famous and nobody's infamous. A date that will live in infamy. Yeah, January 22nd, 2013. I think it even goes before that. I think it's day one, year one. Because that was the focal point of when you guys did your manipulation with Jesus. July 19th, 1966. If you had obeyed him, July 19th, 1966 would be better than it's just another day. It would be the day. This is the day little early bird was born dead. I don't know if that would have happened. Why? Well, because there had been no casting couch in Los Angeles. There'd be no destroying the animals to try to get your animals to do Ben-Hur or John Chisholm. There'd been, you know what I'm saying? Because I've been saying it for a long time, right? So we're stuck in the sin of your design, Stephen Hawking. You're full of shit. You can, he got in my head and tried to butter me up. You're so brilliant. You're such an amazing jock. You should be able to, and the first thing, his thing was, it's not fair. Because you act like and hang out with all these ignorant, dumb bastards and shit. And you don't deserve this immune system. You don't deserve to be as intelligent as you are. You just have lots of communication through people that don't have discipline to make sure that only the right people have the communication and only the right people have the talents that you should have, that they should have, because you don't earn them, because all the loud losers and the fat people and the stupid people are always praying to you for help to save them from being abused by all the winners like you. Yeah, I get it. Why are you in the wheelchair? Okay. Make her finger like Saturn and put a ring on it. You have the money to do it. You're a bitch hoe cake factory fuckface. That albatross is still drooling, isn't it? You built the walls, you beat the pyramids. Well, I ain't walking this time. There's nowhere to go. I'm just going to stand and deliver. Andale pues. There you go. Chico, don't be discouraged. Is that Lou Diamond Phillips? He always plays Mexican people, but he ain't Mexican. Okay. We're in the spirit world, asshole. Chavez y Chavez. Okay. That's a Spanish name given to the people that they had with indigenous women. So they could inherit whatever property they had here, and they could also inherit the property they had in Spain. Oh, I get how it works. I know. The weight in Spain falls mainly on the plane. I kind of like the music. Say the ladies are insane there, and they sure know how to use it. They don't abuse it, never gonna lose it. I can't refuse it. It's my Patrick song. It has so much about Patrick in there. Yeah, he's been to Oklahoma. They tell him he was born there, but he doesn't really in Oklahoma, not Arizona. What does it matter? Headed out for Las Vegas, only made it out to Needles. I don't know if that ever happened to him, but I love him. Do I miss him? Of course. You'd be an idiot not to miss Steffi's kids and Amy's kids and miss Steffi and Amy at their best, We have no money for food. What was the other one? Chicken, turkey, country ham. Love me just for who I am. Yeah, no, we didn't get busy enough because of the science invasion property. It was fun. There was nothing more fun than making love with the girl. When I was engaged to Law, I always looked for guys for Steffi because I liked sleeping and waking up with Law and thinking I was going to be able to do that the rest of my life. I can't make you love me if you don't. I'll feel the faith and the power and the glory, but you won't. No, you won't. But I'm working on it because I can fix your technology. I can't fix you, but I can fix your technology. And then it will be our technology, like Pascal said, and we'll be able to, how do you wager on that one? I like that Pascal's triangle. Me too.